this is my tutorial getting dressed up for my lounge while I'm in self-isolation, and it is my tutorial of my reverse smoky eye, which has now become sort of my daily makeup. I didn't ever think that would be the case. I found this ages ago on YouTube, and the minute I started doing it I was like, actually this suits me way better than my normal makeup. I will try it with some different colours when I get some new palettes, when I can order some stuff from the interwebs, but until then I think I'm going to stick with the sort of brick reds, and then we will experiment a bit further from there. So we're going to start by putting a bit of concealer on my eyes. Normally I'd use eye primer, but I have run out, so we are going to use concealer today, just so we can get the colour to stick. I'm going to use quite a light one in comparison to my skin because I want the colours to be bright. So you just dab a little bit on. So we're going to blend that in. One day I'll get a camera where I can zoom in so you can see this a little bit better. So we've got a base for the eyeshadow now, so we'll start putting that on. This is the palette I use. It's from Primark, believe it or not. So yeah, this is one of my favourites. I use a lot of unique products because my skin seems to react quite well to them. I have quite sensitive skin, but at the moment, well, you can't really buy anything online because it's taken a while to turn up. It's going to be the Primark makeup. So we just take a base, nice light colour, and apply that to everything again. So as you can see, it's just to even out that skin tone. I usually use a blending brush for that because you don't really need to focus on detail for that part. The detail comes with the next bit. So to get our smoky effect, we're going to take this colour. It's like a nice reddy orange. So instead of doing the usual way I do the smoke here, I'm going to follow that crease and then work upwards and do to about there. Now, normally I do my eyebrows first, but I thought I'd give it a go this way round, just to see if I got sort of better results. So I'm gonna start to extend that up to near the brow. This is where we start using the blending brush. You can see I've got really wonky eyes because it's really hard to judge where to stop on this one because it sits a lot further down, which is why I have problems with my eyebrows as well. So we take that blending brush and we're just going to smudge that in. There we go. Now, to get the more of the depth, I'm going to use this colour here. It's like a dark purple. So we're just going to get in that crease there. As you can see, you probably end up dragging some of this colour out a bit more, which is fine, because now we've got quite a nice smoky effect. Again, we're going to get the blending brush. We're going to just blend out these sides. Lovely. Now we're going to use the white blending brush. We're going to use it again, and I'm going to use this sparkly silver, because I love it. And we're just going to do this side and see how quickly that lightens. For a Primark makeup set, it's pretty damn good, not gonna lie. See that? That took me a couple of minutes. So the last bits of detail be, I love it when I can't pick my makeup brushes up. So this is some unique makeup. This is technically a bronzer. Unfortunately, this particular one is discontinued.
once I start selling it again, I will be able to tell you what the current one is, but they change the stock quite regularly and I'm sort of waiting to find out what the new one's going to be, so we will know soon. So take some of that because it's really bright and just add it in there. It's not showing up very well on this camera, unfortunately, so I'm just going to stipple it on just in that corner. There we go. It doesn't need to be like mega intense. It's just to like, especially when you go out in the light, not that we can all go out much, but it will really like sparkle then. Next step is obviously once you've done the eyeshadow, just make sure brush away any underneath. And then I take this brush again, still with a bit of the gold on, get a bit more of that red, and just do a little bit of colour under here. And then you can just give it a good smudge. Lovely. Always make my eyes really dry, that. So now I'm going to do my eyebrows, which is the bane of my life, because like I said, they're quite wonky. I know they're not supposed to be identical, but it would be nice if they were remotely similar. I've had issues with them for a long time. This one just sits there and this one's all the way up here. So yeah, it's just a pain. I'm getting them microbladed in 6 months' time, so they can just be slightly normal. And then I won't sit here for 20 minutes trying to do my eyebrows. Hopefully it won't take that long today. So again, I'm using an eyebrow palette from Unique. Obviously you can use your own eyebrow palette if you've got one you're used to. What I do first is I take the lighter brown and just trace that bottom line. My eyebrows are quite dark, so I often end up having to use a darker one for the main colour. Now that's gone a bit flicky up. That's so easy to fix. There we are. Brow number 1. This is the fun one. So I take that again, that lighter colour, and just sharpen it up at the top. So as you can see, there is a huge difference there. So all I can do really is just hope for the best. And one day hope that my eyebrows look semi-normal. I'm gonna have to use a mirror for this because they're just such a mess. I don't know why it happened. It just, one day they just sort of dropped, and I don't know. See, someone recommended to me having a brow lift, but then my face is so expressive that I don't want to lose that, because I talk with my face, so I put a lot of facial expressions. I don't want to be like, I can't move my eyebrows. Well, if it gets really bad and it ends up like this, then maybe, but until then, I'll just have them microbladed. I'm not adverse to fixing my face, but I'm poor for starters. Can't afford that. Okay, so there's the light brown. So just to make the arches a bit more defined, we take the darker, and then I'll go underneath and into that bit there. I do tend to brush up a little bit through the first bit because obviously that's where the hairs are a bit thinner. Like that. See, that eyebrow looks good on its own. That eyebrow now looks dreadful because I haven't done the underneath bit. So I tend to take this one a bit lower because this one's lower. I like them all to be quite high, really, but you know, beggars can't be choosers. I do have to use a lot more dark on this eyebrow because, like I said, it's so different. And it will still look like I'm permanently raising an eyebrow and like I'm a sarcastic cow bag who doesn't take anyone seriously. There you go, I've gone up into the arch, so now that looks much better. Still look totally different, can never get them to look the same. But what can you do? So the next thing will be my Wonder Wing Rimmel London. I used to use Soap and Glory Super Cat, which I think is much better. However, I just don't have that at the moment. But this one's not too bad. The only problem I find is the nib starts to go a bit bent, so it's hard to get the same definition. Whereas I found with the Super Cat one, the nib didn't bend as much. So you kept that definition even when the pen started to run out. So we're going to do some little wings. I start from my bottom waterline and draw up towards my eyebrow. And it doesn't always pan out perfectly. And then I do that down. Because, like I said, the nib's bending. So I don't feel like at the moment my wings are as perfect as they could be. But we can work with it. I'm just sat here in my dressing gown because why would I get dressed to go out when, you know, I've got to stay in. I'm gonna go out in the garden, so I'll be in my scruffs with beautiful makeup. Okay, so there we have one wing. And I'll obviously do the other one to match, and then I'll do a bit of smudge effect underneath just to blend in with that red. So there we are. So I'm only going to do half today at the bottom. So I'm going to quickly catch up with this eye. So you see one wing completely different to the other one. There we go, 2 wings. So before I do my mascara, because it's a bit of a nightmare, I tend to curl my lashes, but I just really can't be bothered today. This is like the most lazy tutorial ever. You don't have to do it. It's just I have very thick, sort of crissy-crossy, double-layered lashes. So I don't tend to wear false eyelashes because mine are quite bonkers anyway. But I'm going to use my Epic mascara, which again is a unique product. So we have the undercoat, which just is, it's like a serum, so it just coats them and helps get the length, but before you add a mascara to it. And then this is the Epic mascara. So straight away, I can see a difference. Sometimes quite difficult on my camera. And then I do that. Good thing about this is it wipes off quite well as well. So just give it a quick rub and it's pretty much gone, and all I then need to do is touch it up with some eyeshadow. I am dreadful for covering myself in mascara because, like I said, my lashes are really long and thick, so even if I don't hit it with the mascara brush, I often end up blinking before it's dry and there's little dots all over my eyes. So it's an absolute mare. See on the bottom, rub across. You don't want to look like you've got little spider's legs. And then on the top lashes, there we go. Really hard to see, I know. Like I said, once I get a slightly better camera, we'll be in business. So again, I'm just gonna make sure there's no dustings. I don't actually use a beauty blender at the moment. I use my fingers. You can do that. It's not, you know, You're not supposed to be touching your face at the moment, but I have just washed my hands and I have been self-isolated now for 7 days. 7 long days. So what we're going to do is we're going to dab the mascara foundation, I'm losing it, on the main areas. So once on, circular motions, rub it in. This way, obviously, you do get a lot on your fingers, but until I can source a beauty blender that doesn't look like a dog's chewed it up because it's being used that much, this will have to do. We're living in hard times, people, hard times. Okay, so we've got a base now. I mean, I can still see a few little patches because this is quite a thick BB cream. Again, it's unique, really good. It actually lasted me months, and I feel like I use a lot. So I know I bang on about unique quite a lot. It is expensive, however, like I said, it is value for money because I have had that for months. And if I buy something like Collection 2000, nothing wrong with that. It's okay makeup, has its place. If you need makeup, you know, a foundation for £4.99 isn't bad, but that will last me a month at the most. Whereas this, I feel like even though I use a lot, I still feel like I use a bit less because it coats your face better. So my complexion is already looking way better. I'm less like uneven. It's really good BB cream. I don't actually need to use then a foundation because sometimes with BB creams they get rid of the blemishes, but then I still have to use a foundation as well as concealer. So this is pretty good, to be fair. Now the next bit is just some powder to set it. I'm using a Rimmel one, not that you can see because the things come off. Again, whatever you feel suits your skin the most. So just really getting in and setting that foundation. Get right in under the eyes where got that colour, just so it doesn't drop down. Voila. I've got really dry lips at the moment, so I won't be doing any lipstick. Normally I use like a sort of beigey colour with this because you don't want to go bright or too bright with bright eyes. So I tend to save my like reds and pinks for lighter eyes or black. I know that's really dark, but that's like quite a striking look then. So this is my lip bonbons. It's not quite lip salve, it's got a bit of colour in it, so it's just got a bit of a tint. So it still looks like a natural lip colour. So this is again some unique product. I need to double check to see if they brought that back because they did discontinue them for a while. Last two things really is to get a bit of powder bronzer just to give my cheekbones a bit more definition. As you see, there's already a dark line there. They are quite defined. So you do the fish face. That's where your cheekbones are. Rub it in. I tend to go just a tad higher just to really get that line there. I haven't put highlighter on yet, but as you can see, that is hugely defined. I'm quite rough with it. You don't have to be, you can just pat it on, but I'm like, no, rub it into my skin, which is why it stays on all day. So that is that. I tend to do a little bit on these little bony bits here, just to give my jawline a bit of a nicer definition. Don't have to do that. See, I've got really bad acne at the moment because I didn't have it when I was a teenager. My body decided it'd be really fun for me to get it as an adult. Sometimes do a little bit around the hairline, just there. And if you can, if you've got a proper brush, size of your nose, I just flatten it and just do the tiniest little dab there. last but not least, I'm gonna use this Primani again. You can't really go wrong. If you like I said, if at the moment you've got cheaper makeup will do. Can't all be going to the shops because that's not good. You need to stay in, because the longer that people keep going out for non-essentials, the longer people like me have to stay indoors, so stop it. I'm going to use the gold colour today, just to offset all the sort of brick reds that I've used, because I think they're a really nice combination. So where you put the dark, I still put a bit of highlight on because I want it to sort of be darker, but I don't want it to be as dark as this because my forehead is actually quite small. So I just need that definition here, but I still want some sparkle. That makes sense? I know what I'm talking about. Forehead, because it's tiny, I can get away with highlighting it and making it look a bit bigger. Again, even if you don't have a tiny forehead, you can do that if you want. I don't care. No one should care. Bit down my nose, bit under there where your Cupid's bow is, because mine's quite small. I don't highlight my chin because I don't feel like I need to. But then that is it. So take a closer look. Ooh, I've got my hand in the way. So if you ever see little bits, which I've not noticed now, so this is where you can touch up little bits. So it's a bit, I think a little bit too sharp there. You just go in with that brush. And as you can see, there's that little tiny bit of mascara. So we're going to go over that next. So gone. Fixed. Sorted. So now I can take my hair down. And we have the finished look. I could do with that, sort of brushing that. But you get the message. As always, thank you for watching. If you made it through to the end, bravo, you are tougher than most. I do lots of other different types of videos. I don't normally do makeup. I'm trying to just do a few different things just to keep myself occupied, and B, just really, my YouTube is just sort of an extension of who I am. I do a lot of gaming, so hence why there's a lot of gaming on here. Do a lot of geeky stuff in my normal time. So yeah, this is a bit out of my normal sort of videos, but you know, you might see more of these because I like doing makeup. I'm good at it. So obviously, like this video, then give it a like if you like me, I guess, and my personality. You can subscribe, you can go and have a look at some of my other videos, that would be amazing. I'm very opinionated, so if you go and look at my other makeup videos, I'm usually having a moan about something at the same time as doing my makeup, which, you know, is always good fun because I get quite angry. But I'm trying to be more calm now. So yeah, like I said, like, subscribe, whatever you fancy doing. Get your friends to watch. I'm bored. Put some comments. I want to reply because I'm not getting much social contact at the moment, and nor is anyone. So I think as a community, YouTube is quite good because we can all chat on here. So yeah, I'll see you in my next video.